Hello the internet, hope you're all well, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to apologise for the steam coming out of my mouth. It's chuffing cold out there, it's 0 degrees and it's not much warmer in here in my sim bunker. I forgot to put the heater on before I came out here, so I do apologise, and you're going to see plenty of that I'm sure on this video. Right, a week or so ago I put out a video entitled "What is the best Formula 1 game?" I suggested perhaps F1 97 on the Sony PlayStation, which a lot of people do enjoy.
Exceptional! He's absolutely stormed past.
Not my favourite game, but it's pretty good nonetheless. I had over 200 people come back with their comments, so thank you very much for the interaction. A lot of people suggested that game, F1 99/02 by EA Sports on the PC, also available on the PlayStation 2 I think it was. But also a lot of people said this game quite rightly, Grand Prix 4 by Jeff Crammond. And you notice I've got Grand Prix 2, Grand Prix 1's over there, and Grand Prix 3 is down there somewhere. But I didn't actually have Grand Prix 4 until I put that video out. So many people made the comment about that being one of the best driving games you can get. I went and got a copy off eBay and it arrived today. But it got me thinking, what was the very first racing simulator I remember playing? I mean, the world is full of racing simulators now with your Assetto Corsas, iRacing, R-Factors and whatever. But do you remember what the very first racing game is that got you hooked on the genre in the first place was? I mean, my first computer was a Sinclair ZX Spectrum over 40 years ago, and there's a few games here that not only are racing games, but even have the word simulator in them. You've got Formula 1 Simulator there by Mastertronic, and then you've got Grand Prix Simulator by Codemasters there. I mean, that's the very forerunner to all of these Codemasters EA Sports games up here. That's the original Codemasters racing game that is there. But even though it says simulator, it is so not a simulator, not in any way, shape or form. So what was the very first simulator on the ZX Spectrum? I'm trying to think. There was Accolades Grand Prix, which technically was a simulator, but it was utterly unplayable on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. And around that time, most games on Spectrums were proper arcade games. You've got Outrun sitting up there, which was one of the most influential games of my life, that and Sega Rally down here. But there was other games like Continental Circus there on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, another port from an arcade game. Again, not a simulator game, so what was it? And I remembered this game. Nigel Mansell's Grand Prix on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, also available on Commodore 64, Amstrad Amiga and Atari ST. It was made in 1987 by Martech and featured the 1987 Formula 1 World Championship, where Nigel Mansell was facing off against Nelson Piquet in the Williams FW11, two fantastic cars of the era. And for a Spectrum game, this was incredibly challenging. I would say it was a proper simulation. You had to manage turbo boost, fuel pressures, water pressures, get your fuel to last to the end of the race by altering the amount of turbo you had available to you while trying to fend off 8 other drivers in the race across 16 races of the entire season. And it was incredibly challenging. So challenging, I never finished it. I never did a couple of races before I completely crashed out and lost all interest in it whatsoever. But you know what I thought? Over Christmas I had a couple of days available, a bit of R&R, so I'm going to play Nigel Mansell's Grand Prix, and I played through the entire season and I really enjoyed it. So that's my first driving simulator, and I suppose it's responsible for an awful lot of things that's happened to me, both at home and abroad. That's my first driving simulator, but what about you? Let me know what your first driving simulator was. I'm going to split this video into two parts. I'm going to put the gameplay for this video into another video, which I'll tag at the end of this one. I know a lot of people do enjoy watching these retro long play videos, taking a trip down memory lane of what old racing games used to look like. But I hope you've enjoyed this particular video. If you have, do remember to leave a comment, maybe a like and possibly even a subscribe, and I shall see you on the next video. Take it easy.